goodness gracious. Great balls of... Oh, we don't want to say fire. If your balls are on a fire, that definitely means you went to somewhere with the cooties zone. You got to keep your balls safe. And your tacos safe. Now listen. We're going to get this up and running. This looks like a big fucking mess, bitch. Oh, is it? Welcome to Fairyland. Now, I had to come back on real quick. I was getting into some Mongolian stuff again. I know, it's tribal, it's messed up. Mongolians have a horrible history of some, we don't want to say it's like super bad, but I mean, we're going to say that it's something else. So this tree is so gorgeous. And we're going to see it when she gets her flowers. It's like a bell. It looks like a little bell. And I just sometimes see things that I don't want to see. Well, we got to see how cute this is around here. I got most of the black bark out. It had a bunch of mold on it. And then these two are just nuts. And I know that they have outfits on and it's going to upset people. But he needed his heart protected. And look at them fighting. Like they're just like fighting right now. They're like so amped up 3 or 4 days before the full moon. Just hurting each other. Like the daffodils decided to come out like super early. Like it's still technically winter. I mean, we need to get a grip around here. It's winter. I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I guess I got to do this video on it. Now I'm not remembering what it is, but yeah, I do know what I remember. I mean, not like stuff like, hey, are we going to remember to get that at the market because we forgot about it 100 times, like a thing on the list of the grocery list. Or I mean, they just clipped my knee with their teeth. Let's look at this operation. So Hip had a stroke or whatever. I went into a big department store we weren't used to, and he literally had a stroke in the car. See, apparently he thought that Ollie's was going to abduct me. Nobody's going to abduct me. I mean, they're like mostly scared of me in a weird way, but I really came on here to say something. I mean, it seems like I wouldn't have come on here. No, really, this is the most important thing. Out of everything else, we can discuss all the trauma and drama and all the crazy shit all the fucking time. But, this is what it was. So, we went to a Mexican market. It's a legal Mexican market. It's in another county. And I thought I was buying chicken legs, and I don't know the language. This is supposed to be a joke. It won't come across as a joke, but because they're just annoying me, like they won't leave me alone. Go away. And so, so I went into the market. I'm like trying to speak the language of the tags on the food. You guys, this is hilarious. I mean, we really need to see this as something hilarious. I mean, I think it's one of the most hilarious events of my life is this black man appears, and I get my little spy where I'm like, this black man's in this little weird ghetto Mexican market. So I think I'm buying chicken because I don't know the language, right? And they have it in Spanish or yes. And I think it's chicken legs. I'm like, they don't really look like chicken legs. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, well, I want about 2 pounds of and I spoke the language, and then he's like, home? And I'm like, 2 pounds. And then I was thinking that there was this other thing going on. Like they just didn't want us in there. Because then I was like, where's the salsa? And then there was this like salsa thing. The thing is that when I said 2 pounds of chicken, he's like, chicken? And then it's not really chicken. It was bunny hind legs. I never ate rabbit hind legs. Okay, so if you're a vegetarian, you need to click out of here right now. if you're like oh, the poor bunnies, you got to get out of here right now because this gets crazy. So I've had a bunny frozen up in the freezer. Did you guys get off of here yet? I really hope so, because I can't do the softy tofties about. And so, is this still recording? Oh my gosh, it is. Guys, this is the silliest story, and I'm not going to get it out right. I'm literally not going to get this story out as funny as it really is. So I spoke the language that was on the tag. I'm like, una, ina, boba. And then 2 pounds. He's like, 2 pounds. I'm like, chicken. He's like, chicken? And then they all started looking at each other. 4 or 5 market workers there. It's definitely Spanish Mexican. We're not going to, this is not derogatory. I bought a lot of stuff there. And they're like, chicken? And I'm like, yes, the chicken legs. This black man appears. He's slender and skinny. I think he's there for the event. I mean, he's the white. I'm white. Well, he ain't white. I'm white. He's black, but we're in the Mexican. I love this Mexican market, but there was all these toddlers and stuff, and it was just crazy. It's really a great story if I could even tell it right, but I can't tell it right. There was already, like, we would rewind. We'll tell the toddler story later. So this was the family, and they were with me, and then one man kept going, hi. And the mother just looks exhausted because the toddlers are crazy, and I'm having to move around the aisles because they're just like they're like in the cart, and they're just like rolling through, and I get up to the meat section, and I'm like, 2 pounds of whatever, and I think it's chicken, but I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't really look like chicken. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm willing to try it, right? Because it's in like a marinade, you know what I mean? It's bunny hind legs. Now, are we still recording? That was my first time eating bunny hind legs. And my son was always like, I think that you would really like bunny meat. And I'm like, no, we can't. That has to be a serious situation before we eat bunnies. It agrees with me. I mean, I got it out, and I'm like, this is some serious stuff. I mean, it's like just bunny hind legs. But thank God it wasn't. Okay, are the vegetarians out of here now? Like, we need to get this straight. Like, you got to get out of here, vegetarians. So I'm like, I have a whole bunny in the freezer, and I was told how to make it by a Siberian, or not Siberian, someone from the Middle East, and they're like, you just wrap it in bacon. I'm like, wrap it in bacon? Away. Okay, so they made these hind leg rabbit legs so deliciously tender because they put them in some kind of marinade thing. And I was trying to speak this message on the thing, and I thought it was chicken, but it ain't. It was not chicken. This is why, to me, it won't be hilarious, but like, yeah, you know. Well, I thought that when they had the weird faces, they're like, you know, like they're like saying chicken, and then I'm really worried. No one's in trouble. I love you guys. You get so suspicious of this white bitch popping up sometimes. I like your store. I mean, actually, we got a lot of stuff. 9 minutes? So I got like this collagen powder too from them. And the hot peppers. And a bunch of wonderful things. Now, it was hard to... Are the vegetarians out of here? And the animal? I think that I would have did really good on rabbit meat for a long time. But the thing is that I don't... This is going to show my weakness. I can raise them plump a chump, but I can't You know what I mean? But I can't with these. I can't deal with these pinheads. I saw them slaughter chickens. This is just too much fun. I think there was much more fun, but this is much more fun. So we have this. We have the Indians up here first because that's who the first people were. Okay, this map is actually wrong. I've actually found a bunch of stuff wrong here. In the sense of locations. That can be irritating. Yeah, it can, but anyways, the other last part of this stupid story is you better find Jesus right now. And if you do not get out of the human trafficking problem with the children and the women and all that, you're fucking burning in hell. This is not rocket science.